Today, there are over 500,000 homeless people in the United States. Over 35,000, or 6% of the nation's homeless population, are unaccompanied youth. What exactly does it mean to be an unaccompanied homeless youth? These are children ages 12 to 17 who are not affiliated with a parent or guardian, and young adults ages 18 to 24 who are not attached to their families and who are living in homelessness or unstable living conditions. The biggest factor creating youth homelessness are affordable housing, domestic violence, inadequate living conditions, as well as unemployment, mental illness, and lack of services. There is an overrepresentation of homeless youth who identify as LGBTQ because of discrimination and higher rates of domestic abuse. Estimates say that they can represent around 39% of youth living on the streets and suffer disproportionate violence. The effects of being homeless can be detrimental to youth. They often can have chronic health conditions, mental health problems, high rates of substance abuse, and encounters with law enforcement. Let's go back to the map and look at California, which has the largest homeless population in the US, given its significant housing crisis. The San Francisco Bay Area has one of the largest homeless populations, with Oakland, California, having the highest homelessness population per capita in the state. How can we help homeless youth and create opportunities for them? Youth Spirit Artworks, based in Oakland, California, is a project dedicated to providing shelter, community, and important services such as job training to help homeless youth.
Youth from Youth Spirit Artworks initiated creation of a tiny house village back in 2016 because of the extreme needs that they had for housing. These were youth that were living in the shelter, that were really struggling with not getting placed into permanent housing and really having a hard time with sleeping on the floor of a church for 3 years or more. And so youth from our organization that were involved in our jobs training program initiated the project to create the tiny house village because of just the huge need for housing for unsheltered young people in the Bay Area and obviously also around the country. Young people from Youth Spirit Artworks initiated this project to create the first youth tiny house village in the United States. And so they are incredibly proud of this tiny house village, and it is part of a campaign that they've created called 100 Homes for Homeless Youth. So their plan is to build 100 homes for homeless youth, and they're really committed to that. When people come and volunteer, they are allies with our youth, really working in solidarity with the young people from our community to help our youth create justice and to create equity. And we have found that, in the course of the COVID pandemic and the year before, that over 3,000 volunteers have participated in our project. So it's been a real effort of the whole community coming together to create justice and to really tackle a problem that is just so serious and dire, in the East Bay and in Northern California, that all of us just have rolled up our sleeves and said, what can we do to tackle this problem? So what we found is that it really takes a village to build a village, and everybody who volunteers, whether you're picking up a hammer and hammering, whether you're going and fetching some snacks for lunch, whatever it is, the role, small or large, that you have in this project, you're making the difference in young people's lives.
We're on our last big push to finish 2 more tiny houses, a bathroom trailer, and the straw bale artisan store. So all those things, need both some volunteer support as well as financial support, and anything makes a difference to get this village done. But beyond that, there's big, exciting conversation going on amongst the Youth Empowerment Task Force about coming up with solutions for village number 2, as well as doing infill housing on top of 10% of the 3,000 vacant lots in Oakland, so that we can house literally another 2,700 people. So this is just the first major step into something pretty dynamic that can shift the tiny house crisis, the homeless crisis, into a real solution for the East Bay.